What is up, everybody? How is it going? Austin prechtelevate Performance, coming at you live. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a good day so far. Hope you had a good weekend. As you are tuning in, let me know how your day is going. I'm going to try to make this one brief. Um, but yeah, today we're going to be talking about choosing your hard. What does that actually mean, right? Like what? Like we hear people say it all the time. I've said it before in the past. We hear people talking about like it's a pretty famous kind of like quote or like kind of like mentality. And I think that it definitely holds some weight when it comes to a fitness journey, when it comes to a weight loss journey, or just in general, right? In life, it's kind of like a good life lesson, and so I'm going to lead with this quote as you guys are tuning in. But as you're tuning in, let me know how your day's going. Drop a like. If you're watching later time, hashtag replay so I know that you saw it. But choosing your hard, right? Um, the quote that I really like that relates to this the most is probably um, we do hard things so our life can be easy, or we can do easy things and our life will be hard, right? And so just to kind of relate it to you guys, there's been times in our lives, right, where we've worked really hard for something and then it was all worth it, right? People reach certain levels in their career or their life or with a skill or a habit, and in a lot of ways, weight loss or nutrition or fitness is just a habit and a skill, right? And so maybe for you chose your hard and you chose to do the difficult things for your career, right? You went to college and it was really really hard. You went to grad school and it was really hard. Maybe you chose to have kids, right? Maybe you chose to have kids and that was kind of like your hard that you chose. Everybody know, like, coming into having kids and being a parent, it's not easy, right? It's not easy all the time, and so maybe that was the hard that you chose for a while to be a parent to multiple kids, right? Or to even just one kid, right? They're a handful enough, but maybe that was the hard that you chose, and you chose that hard so that eventually you could have it easy with the family that you want to have, right? But in fitness and nutrition and weight loss, that concept still applies, right? And so choosing your hard, all right? Choosing to do the things consistently on a daily basis, so that way it your life is easier down the road, right? So your life is healthier. You're more athletic. You're increasing your longevity. You're happier in general with the way you look and you feel. Things of that nature, right? That's how we could kind of relay choosing your heart to your own journey, right? And so just to kind of give an example in like my own day to day in my own life right now, like it's been no surprise that I have not felt healthy for quite a while. I've felt pretty whatever I've got bogged down with sickness or whatever it may be, not feeling good, right? I don't want to. I don't feel like going live. I don't feel like doing a lot of things right now, but I'm still choosing to do it, right? I'm still choosing to go get my workouts in. I'm still choosing to eat the foods that I need to be eating to give my body what it needs. I'm still maintaining as best I can a routine on a regular basis. And it's because I know that by choosing that hard to do those things, even when I don't feel good, even when I don't feel when things aren't perfect, right? It's going to pay off because I'm keeping my routine. I'm keeping these habits built up. I'm where would I be if I was not doing those things right now, right? And so I'm choosing this hard of doing these things that don't feel great in the short term right now, but I'm doing them because I know they're going to have long term implications for me, right? It's going to benefit me in the long term. And so right now, in your life, are you choosing to do the easy things, right? For the sake because they're easy, right? Even though they're not getting you closer to your goals, right? Or are you choosing the hard of doing the difficult things right now because you know that it's going to benefit you in the long run? You know that it's going to make your life easier later down the line, and it does, right? And in a lot of ways, it's because we get stronger because we're building up that like mental and physical tenacity for our goals, but also it does get easier as you get better at it, as you build it into your day to day, as you build it into your skills. Like there's no way in hell if I would be doing what I'm doing right now at the level that I'm doing it at right now, feeling like this, had I not chosen to do the hard things earlier on, right? And so I encourage you guys, if you're right now planning on doing your own journey, or you're starting your journey, or you're going through a rough patch right now, keep choosing to do the hard things, right? Keep choosing to do the hard things because it will pay off. It will pay off one day. And don't stop, right? Don't stop. It's okay to take breaks here and there. It's okay to recharge your battery. I'm not saying don't do that. But what I am saying is that choosing your hard, like choose to do the difficult things because it will benefit you in the long term. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to taking action, right? It all comes down to taking action. It all comes down to, are your actions speaking louder than your words, right? Are you just talking shit, right? You're just talking to talk, or are you gonna actually walk the walk at the end of the day, right? Um, and anything worth doing, you know, I've found this, like, there are some things in life that are simple and enjoyable, right? There are some things in life that are simple yet enjoyable, but for those big things, those big goals that are satisfying, gratifying, you know, a lot of times nothing worth doing was ever easy, right? Nothing worth doing is ever easy. Nothing in life is free, truly, right? Even if people are, giving things away or doing giveaways or things like that, like, people, you're still putting in time or work or whatever it may be to apply for those things, right? Those opportunities just don't arise, like, out of nowhere. Very, very few times is luck a real thing. Oftentimes it's create oftentimes it's created or facilitated through action. And so I encourage you guys, choose to do the hard things because it will make your life easier down the line. And if you're choosing to do the easy things all the time right now, you're just gonna make things a lot harder on yourself for the long term. So I encourage you guys. So that's where this, like, concept of choosing your hard comes from, right? And if the opportunity presents itself, like, always choose the hard things. My mindset, and I learned this a long time ago. I learned this doing, like, manual labor work and things like that. Was that, like, if I, like, move the biggest rock first, right? Move the biggest rock first. Do the hardest thing first that's on your to-do list, and then everything else is easy. It's all downhill from there. It's all good, right? Choose to do the hard things now, so that way it's easy later, right? If there was ever a task that was just like, oh man, that sounds like it's gonna suck the most, I do that thing first because I know that if I get that out of the way, everything else is gonna feel better. Don't save the hardest thing for last, right? Get the hard things out of the way now, so that way you can enjoy the process more later. So that's all I got for you guys today. Choose your hard, right? Choose your hard. It's not this, like, because I see it all the time, and like, yeah, everybody likes to romanticize a journey or things like that, right? You see it online, and it's like, choose your hard, like, there's people just yelling at people, like, doing shit, and it's like cinematic, like, TikToks and reels and things like that. And it's like that's cool, like, that's great, but I like to take a more, like, in it's the same concept being applied. It's just, I think that this is a more palatable version of it for those of you that are watching right now. Like, it's like you can choose, you can do hard things, right? And that may be tracking your food when you don't feel like it. That may be doing a workout when you don't feel like it. That may be, if you're a parent right now, right? That might be saving, instead of staying up that extra hour to watch a Netflix show or something like that after you put your kid to bed and you feel like you don't have very much, like, you time, going to bed earlier so that way you can have that you time in the next morning and set your day up for success. Maybe that's choosing your hard, right? Maybe choosing your hard is, still going to the gym even though your kid, set your day up on a rough start, right? Maybe something like that happened, right? But choosing your hard to still do that anyways, right? And oftentimes just move those big rocks first, guys. Move those big rocks first, and life will get easier, right? It will. Your journey will get easier, and January is almost over, right? We're over halfway through January already, right? We're already almost 1/12 of the way through the year, right? It's gonna go by fast again. You're gonna blink and it's gonna be fucking summer. That's how this shit works. That's how life works. You're gonna blink and it's gonna be summer again. You're gonna blink and it's gonna be January 2023 before we know it. And what are you gonna have to look back on? Are you gonna have something to look back on that you're proud of? Are you gonna have something to look back on that you feel like you have a sense of accomplishment of because you did the hard things, right? And now your life is easier? Or did you just continue to and choose to do the easy shit, right? Continue to try to take shortcuts. Continue to do things that, don't benefit you or your goals in the long term, right? Nobody can choose to do shit for you. Like, you're an adult, you're a grown ass adult. You got to be your own daddy sometimes. You got to be on your own mom sometimes. You got to be on your parent sometimes. You got to do the shit that you got to do to reach your goals, and it will not always be easy. That's why it's literally called choosing your hard. It is hard to do these things, right? It is hard to work out sometimes. It is hard to do our nutrition sometimes. It is hard sometimes, But if we do it consistently over time, it gets easier. And I would rather have the hard of, doing these things consistently on a daily basis and looking back and feeling proud and feeling healthy and feeling stronger, um, than choosing the hard of being unhealthy, than choosing the hard of not being able to play with my kids with my kid how I want to play with them, to choose the hard of being, in an unhealthy place, or being on pills and medication and having surgery and shit when I'm in my 50s and 60s, or dying young. Like, that's hard as shit too. Like everything's hard, right? We just pick what we want to be hard in our lives, and sometimes it's hard to see what is easy and what's actually hard. And a lot of times, doing the hard things, it really does make life easier. So I encourage you to do that today, if you are struggling with that right now. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I saw it says I have some comments popped up, but I can't read them right now. So I'm sorry about that, but I'll message you, or I'll respond after this live is over with, so when I can see them. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I got for you today. That's all I got for you today. I hope that this was valuable. Hope, like, take this mentality, take this mindset into your week, into your year, or into your month, into your year. Right? 2022 is going to be a great year, no matter what start it came off or started off as. If it was a rocky start, so what? Like, so what? It's just a day. It's not a. Today's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Every day's a new day. 5 minutes from now is a new 5 minutes from right now. So, like, get fucking started already, right? Other than that, appreciate it for tuning in. Give this video a like if you got value from this. Feel free to say #replay if you watch this at a later time. I hope that this was helpful. Let's get going. Let's get it started. It's Monday. Let's kick some ass. I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.